Hiya there. Welcome to the ninth episode of the Let's Get Mental podcast. Today's episode, we talk about Hispanic food. We talk about our favorite activities when we're high. We talk about how we deal with, how we dealt with the transition going into the Fleet Marine Corps. And by we, I mean myself and my guest, a friend of mine, Cesar Garcia. We served together while we were in Washington, D.C. We served together while we were at Camp David, and we stayed close friends after the Marine Corps. And so I want to take this time and thank you for listening to this podcast and for supporting me. Um, we are currently over 150 total listeners. So, yay! Oh, wait, that was slapping. Sorry. Yay! Oh no, that's laughing. Wait. Yay! Okay, so I want to thank you guys for the 150 listeners, and we're only going up from here. So, thank you, love you guys, have a good one, and let's get into it. I hope you enjoy the episode. Okie dokie,
All
artichoke.
right.
So we are here, episode 9 of the Let's Get Mental podcast. Um, we have a new guest. Not the other two losers again. We already had them on like 4 episodes in a row, and I'm tired of listening to nothing but white boys. Uh, so we have Mr. Cesar Garcia. Say hi, Cesar.
Hello, hello.
So, Cesar, you were at DC for like over a year when I got there, correct? Because I got there in 2016.
16. Yeah, so I got there at the beginning of 2015,
Okay.
um, and left in the middle of 2016, I believe, late 2016. So yeah, I was there for about, I don't know, 18, 19 months or so.
Okay, because I got there at the beginning of 2016, February of 2016. Because
Uh-huh.
you and Blake were in the same group, correct?
Yeah, right, right.
Okay. So, and the reason why I say that is because I have a group of people in my head that I see as my bigger brothers. Okay, and those people are Austin, Hummel. So I'll use everyone's first name: Austin, Nathan, Blake, C's, Big Bob, like all those guys I see, like we were a year apart, um contract wise, but I always saw you guys as my bigger brothers or like as my mentors,
Right.
even though you guys bullied me to no end. If my life was 13 reasons why, it would be my 13 reasons why would be,
We
Bob,
would be
C's,
we'd be
fucking
six of
Nate.
them.
Yeah, it'd be 6 of them exactly. uh But no. So I'm very excited to have you here, and I'm very excited to get to talk to you. I got a few things that I would like to talk about, but first, I would like to know how you been since you've been out, how long you've been out, what you've been doing. So I'll pass it on to you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I got out in 2000, May of 2019. I started that terminal leave, and then yeah, I kind of hung around in Hawaii for about 2 weeks just because I wanted to be a fucking bum for a little bit,
Hell yeah.
And it was all right, and just went home back to California, Riverside, California. So if you've never been there, it's like an hour. I guess have you been to Camp Pendleton? Yeah, obviously, right?
Yes.
Um, yeah, right. So it's maybe an hour northeast of Camp Pendleton. Yeah.
Okay.
So very deserty, probably kind of environment you're familiar with. Very like just a lot of meth and fucking Mexicans, really.
Yeah, a
And
lot of fucking sand and a lot of Hispanics. Yeah. I
yeah,
know.
yeah. So yeah, so just went back to Riverside, really, and honestly, I didn't do much for about a year. Yeah, and then I decided to get off my fucking ass and get into college. So I did some community college and put in some transfer paperwork, and now I'm here at UH back in Hawaii. So yeah, It's been a little bit of a roller coaster, but I'm here now, chilling, studying, like trying to make good use of my time, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you went back to Hawaii,
I
and
did, yeah.
so do you live on campus at UH?
No, no, so I live in a condo, maybe like 20 minutes away with my girlfriend. So,
Nice.
yeah, yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it
so
the
it's
same?
not too
Is it the
bad.
same girlfriend you had while you were in?
No, no, no.
No.
So, yeah, no. So that was a fucking, that was got to the fleet and it just fucking fell
Fell
to its
apart.
knees.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
and
dude, isn't that shit? God damn, man.
yeah,
The,
I mean,
the fleet is a different beast, though.
yeah. Well, it was. I guess it was kind of more like before the fleet. It was like the transitioning portion, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think that like caused me to go to Hawaii with a bad mindset too, and um. But yeah, man. Enough of that. Fuck that.
So you're in UH now. You fucking in a condo. That's sick, dude. How's fucking you get BAH from Hawaii?
Yeah. So Hawaii BH. It's not. It's
I mean, I guarantee it's not that crazy considering that your
no.
rent is probably bad. Like, is your rent pretty shit?
Yeah, it's probably, I would say I'm using probably like 80% of my
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
BH, just for my living expenses. But I'm in fucking Hawaii, man. So
That is true. Like, you
yeah,
gotta.
gotta.
Do you sometimes forget that you're in Hawaii, or you kind of still, or you kind of over it? Because I feel like I would like look around like, God damn it, I'm in Hawaii. This is badass. I'm going to school. Like I don't even have to worry about anything because my like living's done. So you're like in Hawaii.
No, yeah, right now, dude, I am super. Yeah, man. No, I'm it definitely like doesn't hit me as much as I think it should, but like I am just super happy to be like at this point, at this stage of my life, where
Yeah.
it could be. I could still be in the Marine Corps, or I could be, who fucking knows. But yeah, no, man, I'm super. Yeah, it still hits me, I'm super stoked to like be at this stage of my life right now. So
So you were stationed in Hawaii, correct?
yeah, right. So I AS'd out of here when I left Camp David in 2018.
Uh-huh.
So it was about, I would say, it was a little less than a year and a half. Yeah, that I was with 2-3.
And you got to deploy with 2-3?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Where'd you
Yeah,
guys
so
go?
we just did like a UDP, like a
Okay.
Japan UDP, and then like a couple of us got to go like on a ship, and see some like Southeast Asian islands and stuff like that. So that was cool.
I saw the picture back when you posted when you were when they were still drinking the cobra's blood.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, when I saw that, I fucking was like, yes, dude, that's a huge Chad ass moment, bro. I was like, I saw you and you had the mustache, you had the rock
Oh,
fist up, dude. The blood was on your face. Shit, bro.
dude,
You look like you just got your blood wings.
yeah, dude, yeah, that was hilarious. I caught a lot of heat for posting that picture, um, back in the day, back whenever that was, just because I was kind of had like a different peer group, a group of friends type
Y-
deal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it was a little bit, yeah, it was a
Did you
little bit.
get
I caught a lot of heat about that for no reason. I feel like, yeah.
Was it heat because they're like they were being dumb about like the whole phone thing or picture, or was it just like a lot of heat because of like the actual like what you actually did? It was like
Yeah,
not.
just like like why are you drinking a snake's blood for clout type stuff?
Oh, okay. So I
Yeah.
thought it was opposite. I thought it was like, hey, why are you posting that picture? That's kind of fun. I thought the Marine Corps was pissed at you. No,
Oh
you're
no,
you're
no,
talking,
no. Yeah,
you're talking
just
about
like
civvies.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just like everyone who like was like my friend at the time or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you're first off, you're posting that picture for clout because it is clout, bro. That shit's badass,
Yeah.
dude. What do
Yeah,
you
right.
mean? Why would I'm not gonna drink blood and not take a picture of it and make sure I could make everyone else know that I drank fucking blood, dude.
Yeah,
Like
dude. I
I
was
will.
like they were like looking for volunteers. They're like, who wants to drink this fucking snake's blood? And these Indonesian guys. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get in that. Like I'm a fucking squad leader,
Fuck
dude.
yeah,
What do you mean? I'm not gonna miss out on my fucking chance to drink this blood, dude. Like you guys have another
yeah,
trip after I get out.
fuck yeah, yeah. Cause my so 2-8 came back from UDP and I was doing their workup. Uh, to go on a Mew, and they were showing me pictures when they were in Japan, and they were taking
Yeah.
the heads off of cobras, and I was like, dude, that's fucking badass, bro. So I'm a little sad that I didn't get to do that or get to drink habusaki, or I did drink habusaki, but I didn't get like fucked up off of habu.
Yeah.
But that's fucking. I definitely do remember when you posted that shit. That shit was fucking awesome. I wouldn't. I don't doubt that you would get some kind of clap back from friends, especially being from California.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a lot of yeah, I don't know. I don't think I got to enjoy like Japan and Southeast Asia to its fullest or to like, what I really could have, but I mean,
Mhm.
it was awesome, in my opinion.
So when you got to the fleet, right? When you got to 2-3, did you experience any of that bullshit that they would say, like anyone try to like basically G check you or try to like, hey, you're a fucking security forces bitch? Like, did that happen to you at all? I'm interested.
Um, I would say yeah, for sure. Mainly just because at the time getting to 2-3, it was kind of like a whole like the culture in 2-3 was like the leaders have to be AIC complete, you know.
Oh,
They
okay.
gotta be
So like,
fucking next in line for fucking what is it, small unit leader course or whatever.
right, right.
And so it's kind of like that, like just very tactically like proficient like mindset,
Okay, I
which
understand. So
was
you're
which was
coming in
true.
with, yeah, and then you're coming in
Yeah.
as an NCO with no certs or anything, which isn't your fault. Not your fault at all.
No, right. So then I get here and like mind you, before coming back, like before coming here, I like did my due diligence, I put in the fucking hours. I studied on my PCS and before I left, camp and all that.
Yeah,
And just took what I could from like Audi and other guys, and yeah, so like I mean, I experienced it, got here, you kind of just get fucking punked around a little bit and like, you know, I would say I was lucky enough to get dropped into a platoon with like decent dudes for sure, but like the vibe was definitely like very salty that I was there and taking a squad over.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand that.
Yeah, but I
Well,
mean,
I mean, did you get to go to AIC in Japan while you're at Oki or no?
no, no. So they were doing them out of here actually, out of MCB Hawaii, right?
Okay.
Um, so they have their own school here, which is kind of like I mean, it's the same standards, Marine Corps wide, right? But like
Yes.
but it was very, what's the term I'm thinking of, dude? The evaluations were like very harshly graded, like across the board. So like the attrition rate here is like really high for AIC.
Okay.
So that's just like, I mean, that's just like what the trend was, when I was
Yeah.
when like I got here. And like the issue was that there wasn't going to be enough time pre-deployment, like pre-work or like during the workup, right? Because I got here 4 months before the UDP started, so it was like
So you would have been out for like 2 months out of that 4 months since AIC is a 2 month course.
exactly, yeah. So they're like, well, we would rather you get the 4 months of the workup in with the squad, and then like if we're not doing shit in Oki, we'll send you back here for AIC. Because I mean, at this time, I'm still considering reenlistment, right? And this is like
Right. Right.
what they know. So I was like, yeah, like I'm down. And then at some point along the way, during the UDP, I guess we just like our company, like as a whole, had been performing pretty well, I would say, just like in the field ops and things like that. And then at one point, the company commander, first sergeant, came up to me and offered me an AIC waiver with the opportunity to go to the next one. I forget what it was called, ISULC or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Um,
the whatever sergeants go through, which is ISOC. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, right. So they were like,
Wow.
okay, we can waive the AIC. You can go straight to ISULC, but you have to sign the 2-year SLDP at
Oh, okay.
minimum, right?
Yeah.
So like you have to commit the time if we're gonna hook you up like this. And I was like, well, I'm not ready to decide. So I ended up never going. It was basically like you have to like verbally commit,
That's
before they
kind
could make that
of
happen for me. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's kind of a sticky situation, and that's kind of unfair to ask too.
Yeah, right. So it was like very like informal. Like it was like I was like I have to make this verbal commitment, to maybe go to ISOC sometime soon. But then add an
That's
extension. Yeah. So
that
like,
just sounds kind of shady, if you ask me.
yeah, no, it really, a lot of it really was. I think the retention, just them trying to keep like qualified guys was like the big picture or something. I don't know.
Right, right. No, I understand that.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I would say more than anything, yeah, the vibe here was really um they just wanted school trained guys all the time.
And that's, I mean, when I was in 2-8, they were really pushing the whole everyone needs to be qualified to the position that they're at. So squad
Yeah.
leaders need to be squad leader proficient, and also hold. They were also pushing O365 as the new MOS, as
Hmm.
a new squad leader MOS. So it was a lot of like dumbass politics and like backdoor deals that you had to hook up to make sure got specific guys got specific school seats and all that. And it kind of left people who were like in the middle, like me and you, who are like, maybe I want to reenlist, maybe I don't want to reenlist, but like right now I don't have the qualifications to even do what I want to do right now.
Right.
And then, because my command wanted to send me to AIC before we went to deployment. They wanted to do a lot of things with me as well before I got put under investigation. But so I feel you on that. It did, like, the informality of it would have like kind of taken me out of it. It would have been like, is this even real? Like, are you guys even legit, or am I just signing 2 years just to sign 2 fucking years?
No, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I definitely think I don't think I ever lost any like sort of let's see, I don't know how to put this. Like I don't think I ever like to that extent, like I never like showed an ass of myself, either.
Right.
So it was like I felt like if it was worth it for me, like I would need more from at least the company, in
I
those
think you need more
moments.
than a verbal agreement. You
Yeah,
need something on
exactly, right.
paper. Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're going to
exactly
commit
right.
time, and they're going to be like, what? Like, because that happens all the time as well. How many times do you hear like, oh, I signed a reenlistment package, and I'm supposed to go to this school, and that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and they didn't get their end of it, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a mixture of things I think that turned me off, being in 2-3, but yeah, definitely. I would say that security forces guys typically got a hard time going
Eesh.
there after their
Yeah, yeah.
experience. Yeah.
And when I got to 2-8, um, I did the best I could. You can only study so much. You're competing against guys who've been in the fleet 2+ years.
Right.
And you're coming to the fleet. You're trying to catch up with knowledge. You're not going to be proficient or confident as much as we think we are. And we get there, and one of the first things I did with the team was we were doing just team drills, team react drills, and all that, contact drills, first contact drills, all that. And I can command a team, but I just don't know at that point in time. I just don't know the rhythm that they get in, and so
Right.
it was like kind of I didn't get there with my feet running. It was I stumbled a lot.
Right.
It
Yeah.
wasn't until I got my confidence up, which came in the form of like ground fighting, and like when we were actually doing like physical stuff, I knew that I could hold my own. And so once I realized that I was outperforming physically mostly everyone in my platoon, I was like, okay, if I could just bring up my skills and my knowledge, then everything will. So I start talking to like the team leaders who would like actually give a shit about me or like try to help me, because other team leaders just
Hmm.
blow me off. You know, I
Right.
remember this one guy, and he'll know who I'm talking about because we ended up being friends. But he had a nickname that everyone called him, right?
Hmm.
And I used the nickname. It was like my second field op, and he looked dead in my face and said, "Don't call me by my nickname." And I fucking he's oh shit, I gotta edit that out. I
Uh,
gotta take his name out. Fuck. Hold on. I can't fucking dime him out like that because he's not a bad fucking guy. He's just like at the time,
yeah.
the shit that you think matters really fucking
Yeah.
matters. So, but he's like, yeah, you call me blank, and I was like, wow, and that like he like I like looked around. I was like, wow. I was like,
Wow.
that really? I was like, are we in fucking high school? Like, who are you? Like that's kind of it rubbed me the wrong way, but I get it. You know, these guys, and then I got to know the guys. You know, I got to know
Right.
everybody, like the fellow team leaders I served with, and they're like, it was because last deployment they were the boots, and their leaders were security forces guys. They were the security forces guys were dicks, pieces of shit,
Uh,
lazy. You know, the typical like the
right.
typical security forces guys come into the fleet. So I could hold that against them, but then again, you know, it comes back to like making judgment based on past experiences. It's not
Right.
really
And
fair.
that's no, and that's I mean, but it's very typical of the fleet culture for sure.
It's such a it was such a dog eat dog culture that it was like when we got there, we had to be extra. I don't know, like I don't know how to put it, but like just extra physical or extra loud or whatever. I mean, that's what I thought.
Right.
I don't know about you. Like almost like felt like I
No.
was compensating for something other than my small penis.
No, no, I agree. I mean, so I got there. I kind of so somebody that I already knew from like a past Marine Corps like crossroad was there, and the advice he gave to me was, like definitely come here and like just try to know as much as you can, and like really try to hit it hard because these guys are gonna fucking test you. And I would say they did to some extent. Um, I definitely got lucky with like a really solid APL, and he was like really like I would say he was a pretty down. I would say he's a really down to earth dude, and from the very beginning, he was like anything you need, like yeah, like I got you. Like if you're like unsure about the field stuff, the tactical stuff, like he's like I got you. And I was like yeah, like I'm okay, but like I appreciated that support system, right? Especially just getting there. Meanwhile, my two fucking shithead other team leaders are in AIC, right?
Right.
At this exact same moment. So I'm like, okay, I got the one guy. He's a fucking, it seems like a super down to earth dude. And then I get these two dudes back a month later, and it's like every day we're fucking butting heads about, because they're fucking big swinging AIC dick right now,
Right. Of course.
post
It's that
graduation.
yeah, post graduation, it's that inflated head, that inflated ego. You know, they did just get the dog shit hazed out of them, so
Yeah,
they're
right.
gonna
So it's
feel a little
like,
entitled.
yeah. So their first meeting of me is it's at their graduation, and I'm fucking the security force sergeant that just pulled up on them, right, to lead their squad
Right.
that they just graduated school for. And and yeah, I mean, I would say I had a lot of friction. Um, pretty much, I would say about till about a month into the UDP, and
Really?
then yeah, man, I would say
Wow,
about
dude.
like, I mean, I'm talking like I would give it a I'd be giving my 5 paragraph order at the terrain model
Uh,
to the squad, and I would finish, and these two fucking dudes would be the first two with their hands raised, right?
oh, with questions just to pick your shit
Yeah,
apart.
yeah, just to fucking pick your plan apart and give you
Yeah.
the fucking what if, what if, what if, right?
Yeah. And
And
make you look like
so,
a just a
yeah, right, like trying to make me look like a bitch in front of the platoon commander and the platoon sergeant, right? But definitely like getting in action, like getting when it came down to it, these dudes were fucking rock solid for sure, Like despite all the friction, I could definitely like count on these dudes to get the job done.
right.
Like after this order, after they just fucking picked my shit apart and like we're about to have beef after this exercise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it was a super weird dynamic. I don't know what got us to that turning point, to be honest with you, to where it was like I could fucking sit there and bullshit with them about something, or we found something in common, or whatever, right? But yeah, man, I definitely experienced that friction, I would say, for quite a while. Yeah, after getting there.
You know, the friction that I felt was more just like the lack of confidence that I had in O3 skills. Um, I was attempting to compensate with just physical or try to PT as well as I could or ensure that I was became like basically became like the PT menace
Hmm.
essentially. Um, and then when I became a team leader, because my squad leader was at AIC, and another team leader from my squad was at AIC when I came to the fleet. And so me and this other security forces Marine, we got thrown a team, and this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. Like I even told like my team leader at the time when I dropped, like I told him I was like, dude, I don't want to take your team away. I was like, I still need to brush up. So I was like, I'll be like just learning on your hip, but I was like, I would love for you to keep the team, bro. I don't want to just come in
Yeah.
and take your team away. And he's like, do you not want to like the first thing he said was like, do you not want to lead? Do you feel like you're not a good leader? I'm like, fucker, I didn't say that. I was like, I just don't want to just like come in with like zero confidence in O3 skills. So I
Right.
struggled with the learning the O3 skills because that's a different skill set in itself. The
Yeah, for
getting in the
sure.
rhythm with your team, getting in the rhythm with your squad, like all of that clicking and all that. It didn't help that we were missing half our squad, like basically the whole deployment, trying to get everyone to TAD or to get them qualified. You know?
Right. No, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think definitely, I would say, yeah, I was definitely a little try hard, um, initially, right? Came here because, like, I mean, I was probably upwards, like, in, like, the best shape of my life, I would say,
Yeah.
of, like, at least, my younger 20s. Like, I was definitely leaving Camp David, like, a fucking physical specimen. You know what I mean? And, like, getting to the fleet and, like, kind of just seeing it for a little bit, I, like, knew, like, I am, at least at that moment in time, like, I was like, I am definitely top 10%. Like,
Easily,
fucking,
easily. Because
like,
you can look at these guys and you could be like, all right, like these fucking guys who could barely huff and puff their way through a 3 mile, let alone push the weight that you were pushing or just the physical capabilities that we had. We knew. So it was hard to translate that confidence into the job itself.
right. Yeah, no, no, I agree. I agree 100%, especially in the practical setting,
Yes,
not just the
absolutely.
knowledge setting, kicking a class and shit, but like, yeah, no, dude, I will 1000% admit my first fucking squat exercise in 2-3, I was shitting my fucking pants, dude.
Dude, the first exercise, like the first field op, right? The first hike, my heart was racing. I was like, if I fall out, my life is over. Like my fleet journey is over before it even started. And
Oh yeah.
so we start going, and it's easier than I thought. The first field op, and I'm still getting punked around. Um, and so one of my boots who I got was falling out. And so I was dragging him like the last like probably half mile, and I was yelling at him. And as soon as I yelled at him and put bass in my voice and like got in that boot's ass and like got him to fucking get going, another team leader was like, "Fuck yeah, Martinez! Like that's what we need to see." I was like, "All right, I guess that's what they want," you know. And
Right.
so it's just and after I learned the knowledge and I'm learning, the 9 line and I'm learning the team lead team lead position, blah, blah, blah. I get that confidence that I thought, or that I knew that I had and translated it to O3. But yeah, O3 skills in the practical setting is so hard because then you have nitpickers who have done combat, and they will always tear your shit apart.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely get into 2-3. I was fucking nitpicked probably for every single thing that I did for quite a while, I would say. And really, like, where I started to break back out of my shell was like in the UDP, like first couple field ops into the UDP. Like, I was kind of like, I was showing, like, hey, I can write this fucking order with every detail that they want. They want this AIC quality order, so I fucking work my ass off to give it to them. And then, like I said, I was just blessed to have this super squad, and we would execute perfectly. And I think that really helped me really break out a little bit, um, which I think, got me into like I would say, I don't know, I would say like from getting to the fleet and like being looked at in a really shitty light, I was kind of like becoming like somewhat of like a company, like a fast track type guy in that
Yeah,
sense, you
dude.
know?
Yeah, I feel you 100%, dude. Because when we were in 29 Palms and when we went to Yuma, right? I went on the corporal's board. I beat the guy that won afterwards because I got put under investigation, so didn't get like my meritorious sergeant, which was what I was going to get. And so I was basically on the fast track as well, dude. Like I remember my platoon commander and my platoon sergeant were telling me, as soon as we get back, you're gonna get pushed out to schools. You're gonna get this X, Y, and Z done. You're gonna. So I was super excited, and I was right there, and then then God said no, and He spit on my face and fucking slapped me with an investigation, and so my
Oh,
fucking reenlistment was dashed away. So
oh shit, yeah, man. It was definitely, yeah, I don't know. I just started to look like
stud, dude, a
a
stud
stud to
muffin or
the,
what?
yeah, to the leadership, I guess. And then fucking funny enough, we come back from the UDP, and it was like we come back from the UDP, and it's like, all right, so and so's going to MARSOC, so and so's going to their school, fucking that whole charade post deployment,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
Big
they're
rotation
like,
of getting
yeah, yeah,
everyone in
right.
and getting everyone out. Yeah,
And so like 2-3 Fox is like, well, we don't have a fucking platoon sergeant. I'm like, oh well, next man up is fucking OC's over here. So here I am, fucking leading the weapons platoon, and I'm like, damn, I don't even know if I'm re-enlisting. And
yeah.
then yeah, so I'm like, I don't even know if I'm fucking re-enlisting yet. And then I'm just babysitting weapons, and then I'm like in this teeter-tottering phase where like I'm gonna get out, no, I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna get out, no, I'm gonna stay in. And then they're like, "Well, it sounds like he's gonna stay in." So he's he's
I
he's
love it.
he sounds he sounds like a fucking good candidate to be the weapons platoon commander, at least for the next few months.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I'm
So,
like,
damn. So you went from a squad leader to a platoon commander?
yeah. And so I was
Wow.
a weapons platoon commander for the pretty much the last 5 months of my contract. No shit, like the week up to my terminal date.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I was fucking working. I was getting worked like a bitch, dude, for my last for my last 5 months, dude, being a
They're
fucking weapons platoon sergeant
fucking slutting
or
you
a
out,
platoon
dude.
commander. I got a nam. I got a
Damn.
nam out of it, I guess,
You
but
gotta, hey, you know what? If you get chest candy out of it, it's all worth it, bro. You get the
dude,
candy, it's worth it for sure.
dude, I was like, man, I'm fucking spending my nights in the company office, you know?
Damn, bro. I bet they hoard you out for OOD as well, huh?
Actually, no, dude, not really.
No? Oh, okay, okay.
No, so we had this like, um. just the fucking boot on boot crime was so fucking rampant on
Oh,
MCBH. So
God, dude.
so
Oh,
so dude,
no.
so they had like an NCO only duty policy
Okay, okay.
on the weekends.
Yeah.
So but the NCO had to be a sergeant, and the fucking assistant NCO or whatever had
Had
to
to be
be
a corporal?
a corporal. So it was like at the time I was fucking one of three sergeants, so we're just getting
Just
whored
getting
out
picked.
every single
Yeah.
week. Yeah, it was like every weekend for fucking 4 months. It was I either had Saturday or Sunday.
That sucks, bro.
Yeah.
So what made you push over the edge of getting out? So what made you like get in like all right, I'm getting out, like I have to tell him I'm getting out. Like what was it?
Um, honestly, I don't know. Honestly, man, I would say my 2-3 experience was very underwhelming,
Okay.
in all honesty. And like to top it off, I was just like I was just riding the downhill roller coaster of, I guess a bad breakup and um just being depressed, like in
Yeah.
Hawaii alone. or whatever, and we had this other there were other plans in place, so
Yeah,
to
yeah.
speak. So like
I feel you. I feel you. You got. I got you.
yeah, so like I would say just like the experience as a whole seemed like not as exciting as like it should have been for me,
Well, you know,
which
bef- go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, which I mean to like that's not like I came here and just had a fucking a super shitty time, Like I made fucking amazing friends. Like I met my current girlfriend here before I
No shit.
EAS'd, and
Hell yeah.
yeah, so like I mean I met my current girlfriend here before, while I was still a Marine and we were just friends, and I fucking got out, came back,
Just
and
friends.
here we
Fucking
are,
famous last
fucking
words, bro.
dude,
Just
and
friends. My ass.
here we are fucking living together, man, and I mean. So yeah, like in all honesty, me coming here has was fucking probably one of the biggest like um I guess like upsides that came out of me leaving Camp David,
Yeah.
But but yeah, man, I think what really just broke the camel's back for me as far as getting out was I just like wasn't having a good time anymore, you know?
You know, and I think that's something that people don't understand is if you wear a uniform, whether that's a military uniform, cop uniform, paramedic, nurse, doctor, whatever, if you don't love it, it gets harder and harder to put that uniform on,
Right.
to like justify the time that you're not with your family or the sacrifices or the things that you've been through. Every time you put on your uniform, you have to justify in your head that you want to keep wearing this uniform because a lot of people stay in the military, and they don't stay in the military for monetary value or anything. They stay in it because they want to stay in it. They don't, so the people who don't want to stay in the military and stay in the military, they're the most miserable people in the world.
Right.
And so I get it, dude. I mean, I felt the same way, man. Like I was after I got cleared, right? And after I got slapped on the wrist and the paperwork didn't even go through. So literally 12 months of my life taken for nothing. And not just me. Um, two other team leaders and one squad leader, all of us, 12 months of our lives taken away.
Yeah, that's
And
fucking
so
brutal.
and so I feel you, man. I was really in that position. I was like, do I want to stay in? Do I not want to stay in? And I'll tell you what the moment, is me and a good friend of mine that I met when I got fapped out to Reg. But he and we got drunk on a Tuesday, hammered, and I had my reenlistment package on my desk. And my buddy gets it and he goes, "What the fuck is this?" And he reads it and he goes, "Is this a fucking reenlistment package?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm thinking about it." I told the fucking career planner to print me up one and I'll give him a decision by the end of the week. And he said, "I'll give you your fucking decision right now." And he walked outside and we spent the next like 30 minutes trying to burn my reenlistment package.
Fuck.
But dude, we poured alcohol on it. We lit it on fire. We got the Axe bottle. We lit it on fire with the Axe bottle. That's what did it.
With the
So there's a
aerosol, dude.
dude, yeah, the aerosol. So there's this fucking swamp behind the 8th Reg barracks at Camp Lejeune. And so we had this re-enlistment package like burning in flames. And then me and my buddy took it and threw it in the swamps of Lejeune. And so that's when I made the decision to get out, was like when I burnt my re-enlistment package.
Yeah.
Um, I,
God.
I I get it, man. Like the fleet was hyped up, um, and when I got there, I was very whelmed. Um, every third Marine was getting a DUI or some type of drug charge or getting sent to the brig, or it just the list of Marines that were getting in trouble and the list of things they were getting in trouble for, it just was blowing my mind. So it kind of felt like we were in a different Marine Corps.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think um oh, excuse me. I think yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's funny that you say that because the day I got to 2-3, so I land, they pick me up from the fucking airport with all my shit, and I come here, and they're like, "All right, you're gonna go to this dude's house on base, fucking put on your alphas. He's gonna drive you to the company office, and you're gonna fucking meet the gang, right?" And then so we do all that. I walk into the company office in my alphas, and there's two dudes with their fucking faces beat to shit sitting in the first sergeant's
Jesus
chairs, dude.
Christ.
And they're like, "Oh, this is fucking Sergeant Garcia," and I'm like, and these dudes can't fucking talk because of how, like, these dudes cannot speak because their fucking jaws are just, like, these dudes are disasters, whatever. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck happened to you guys? And they're like, oh, like we got our fucking faces beaten in, like at a club yesterday. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
sick. And like I spent that day in the company office, and then those dudes were done. Next appointment, a DUI.
nice.
And then,
Fuck
yep,
yeah.
they were like, hey, this is your new fucking squad leader. And then first sergeant's like, not anymore. He's fucking not about to be in this company anymore. And yeah, dude, that like my first 3 days, it was like it seemed like I got there while they were just fucking holding trial. Like they're like I got there during like this trial period, and dudes were just like going to jail, fucking getting out of the Marine Corps, and like
Holy
so
shit,
yeah,
dude.
so I was like somewhere where like we would fucking like I don't know, like we would do crime and fucking get away with it, where like we had everything to lose, and like these dudes would just be getting picked off like flies.
Holy shit. That's insane because we had a stint, dude, where they were doing home was it home room and comforts? Or remember when they
Yeah, like a room
just
and
go
comfort
in?
inspection or something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, whatever it is. But dude, one day they did that, right? And they so get this, bro. This is like some fucking FBI level gang shit, dude. The office, right? Tell us, pass it through the Lance Corporal grapevine somehow because they had an inside man. The company office had an inside man, and they
Oh
spread it.
shit.
They spread it to the company and told everyone that they're gonna have a room and comfort. Um, and we're like, okay, everyone put their shit in their cars because if they inspect our rooms, they can't inspect our cars, right?
Right.
And so everyone did that. The next day, they inspected our rooms and our cars, bro.
Oh shit.
You want to talk about trial, dude? There was
Ugh.
PMO showing up, dude. There were people with guns, unregistered guns in the car, liquor, drugs, pills, everything you can fucking think of, dog. They were, dude. It was heinous, bro. Because the night before, I was watching. I went on like, I don't know. I think I went to Domino's or something. And I was watching people bring out full rifle cases from their fucking barracks room, full rifle cases, bro, and pieces of rifle, just fucking everything you can think of, and they were just shoving it in their cars. And then the next morning, the fucking company office, uh, they come out, and all the inspectors come, and they start with the cars. When I was under investigation, I was put in legal platoon after my company left on deployment. When my unit deployed, I was part of RBE, the remain back element,
Right.
and so I was part of legal platoon, and so I was stuck with all the guys who were getting kicked out because I didn't know if I was getting kicked out or not, and they couldn't let me EAS either. Um, so these guys that I was with, dude, one of them was part of a huge acid ring,
Wow.
like delivery because acid was really bad for fucking at Camp Lejeune and especially in Eighth Reg, because it doesn't come up on the piss test. And
Wow.
so I guess they busted him, and then his phone had like 10 or no, they busted him by busting another Marine from a different battalion, and they had that Marine's number in his phone. So it was like 20 Marines or something that got hemmed up for acid.
Holy
And
crap.
there's another guy who had like 3 DUIs that was getting kicked out. Another guy who got demoted from corporal all the way down to private. so,
Holy
so
fuck.
that yeah, so that shit was funny. But enough about the dumbass fucking Marine Corps gay shit. Just kidding. Love the Marine Corps, but that was like 47 minutes of the military.
Holy shit.
But so what have you been doing like these past couple, like I would say like past 6 months? What you been up to?
Past 6 months. I was lucky enough to go to Austin Aldridge's wedding.
Ooh,
this summer,
nice.
this
Fuck
past
yeah.
summer. So that was shout out Austin Aldridge and his baby daughter he just had actually. Yeah, so super awesome experience. That's like one of those moments where like that people talk about where like you get out and you see some fucking dudes who like you thought you'd never see their face as long as you live again,
Yeah.
and then like just the extreme like emotion that like I experienced seeing these dudes, was definitely amazing. So yeah, fucking keep in touch with your friends out there.
Dude, I think that's one of the most underrated things is like when we get to see each other in person. Like it's one thing to talk to one another. We love talking to one another, but like to see or to hug your buddy, fucking, you know, it's nice. And that's why like when I see those cheesy ass veteran videos when like their vet
Hmm.
is like the caption is like two vets who served in fucking the dinosaur wars or
Oh
fucking
yeah,
hugging each other, and you're like is it kind of corny? Yes, but you get it
yeah.
because when you do get to see your buddies and you get to see them and on like happiest days of their lives, or it's just like wow, dude. Like I remember when we were just bitching and moaning and we couldn't find a single good thing about the day, and here we are, happy and laughing, and so it is that. I do agree with that. I love being able to see the boys like when you can. It's the greatest feeling.
No, yeah, 100%. Feels good. Feels good. Yeah, so that was cool. That was an awesome experience for sure. Yeah, other than that, man, I'm working on my kinesiology degree at University of Hawaii, like I said. So that really does take up a lot of my time. Um, and like part of my degree is teaching, is like youth physical education, right? So like K-12. So I spent a little bit of time like student teaching at schools and stuff like that this fall, which has been, super rewarding, super fun, honestly. Aside from some little kids are wild, but
Kids are
I,
wild,
I
dude.
love it though. Um,
Kids are wild because dude, kids have no filter. They haven't had the
yeah,
filter built into them yet.
yeah, man.
So, um, I definitely I like that because I'm switching my majors now, but I was going to be a high school teacher, so I did get to do a couple internships before I switched my major. So yeah, kids are very rewarding, but
Mhm.
kids are definitely crazy.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like, I mean, I'm gonna be a fucking who would have fucking thought I'm gonna be a PE teacher, right? But yeah, so it's like I'm teaching these kindergartners PE, right? So you can imagine the fucking shit show I'm hanging out with, right? But no, I love them though, man. It's cool. I never thought I'd be here right now, to be honest with you. Um,
Did you think you would still be in?
becoming a teacher. Um, yeah, honestly, dude, for a while, like, so when you're talking about your reenlistment packet sitting there on your desk, I had a similar scenario. I mean, I met the career planner. We got it moving, and I was essentially gonna make a, within 2 months decision. And like ultimately, my final straw hit where I just decided I was never going to be a squad leader again. And yeah, so that same kind of deal happened with me, I would say.
I think you have to have that moment of realization, and that goes with anything in life. Like you have to realize what you want, what you want out of life, and you realize, you don't, I didn't want to, but I, like as much as I love wearing the uniform for what it's worth and what I did with it on, it is time to kind of move on and kind of push forward. And is it scary? Yeah, I was very scared to get out, but I'm sure you were too.
No, yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, for me, like I said, it was just like, am I gonna be a squad leader? Like once this re-enlistment begins? Probably not. And yeah, that was it for me, I think.
Because you're gonna get slapped with staff, and then
Yeah, dude, I was like, I will never be like if I'm sitting here fucking helping fuckface get through his divorce for the third time this year, like I'm out.
yeah, it's just it's hard too because when you reenlist and then you start becoming, a staff sergeant, gunny, you start to pick up. You don't get you're in the office more than you are in the field, and so it's just yeah, I get you, man. It's rough, dude. But
Yeah, right. Yeah.
um, but with the whole wanting out of life, I wanted to ask you, because I have right here on my notepad, what would you like out of life? What would you be content with? Because I asked Tanner Williamson, I asked Steinfeld, and Mickey Dario, Bill Bachowitz, like a lot of veterans, and we
Yeah.
all like a common theme is like simple things, simple things. We want simple things and simple goals in life. So I wanted to see what you want out of life and what you ultimately think where you're going to be
Yeah.
successful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think this um yeah, it's funny that you say that. It's the trend is the simple things, right? The simple life. I had a conversation I distinctly remember a conversation with Bill Bachowitz, Austin Aldridge, I would say circa 2015, about how like our dream was to just fucking get out of the Marine Corps and just like be the most simple fucking dudes, you know? Like work
Yeah.
at a Home Depot, like my like I'm like maybe it was a little more intimate than this, I think it all boiled down to um how we just couldn't see ourselves, being these fucking these world changing,
People
like
or
people,
like
right?
entities or something.
Yeah, right. And I think that the same thing kind of rings true for me, like when it comes down to it, at this point in my life, yeah, dude, I just want to be like a good resource, I guess, for kids that were like me, you know? But I'm also not trying to reinvent the wheel and be like some fucking, like some gospel leader, some mentor, like some cult leader type
Right.
mentor who's trying to change the world, I guess, you know?
So when you say kids like you obviously mean kids like Mexican and ugly kids, right? That's what
Yeah, yeah,
so I also be in that. Yeah, yeah. Kids like us, like ugly Mexicans. Yeah, I see that. I see that. No, no. What do you mean kids like you? Did
No,
you struggle with stuff growing up or?
yeah, yeah, so I mean, I wasn't, yeah, so I mean, I went to public school. I grew up in LA, then moved to Riverside, so very low socioeconomic societies. And although um, that's not typically the trend here in Hawaii, I would say that just like anywhere else, I would say the youth is definitely at risk, for just getting into dumb bullshit like I did,
True.
for sure. And that can
Yeah.
be said about anywhere, right? But this is small. These are typically very small communities, where when it comes down to it, the shit you do is super important. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
being a young kid, I'd say I definitely, stepped on a lot of toes. I definitely did not go about many things the way I should have. And like I I would say I used to be the type of dude who was I don't give a fuck about anything. I mean, I guess you can probably attest to that, right? I can speak to anyone the way I want. I can
Yeah.
kind of do anything and treat them the way I want. And
And get
yeah, I don't
away with
know.
it.
Yeah,
And
and
you
get
don't know
away with it,
why.
right?
And you don't know why you have that mentality. You're like, I could get away with it. I don't know why, but I can just get away with it. Just realize that. You know.
No, right. Yeah, and then I think in many ways, yeah, I was definitely just masking the shithead that was not matured inside me yet, you know?
Hmm.
And and yeah, I don't know. I think somewhere I really don't know. I can't say I had some life-changing epiphany or anything like that, but I think one day I just kind of was like, man, I gotta stop being a fucking dick and
I
like
gotta like fucking
like
not be a prick ass, dude.
yeah, it's I
I
gotta
feel
stop being
that.
a
Yeah.
dick to people, and yeah, listening to some of your previous episodes, I think it's the first episode where you're talking about how you got to Eighth and I, and the first and it was just like verbal abuse, right?
Right. Yeah.
And like I'm sitting here fucking like I'm sitting here laughing my ass off because I'm like, damn, I did that, you know? But like
And
in all reality, like in all reality, like if wasn't the person that did that and heard about it, I'd be like, damn, there's some shitheads, you know?
yeah.
And so yeah, so I think that like ultimately for me it's just like um I guess I have like some sense, I feel like some sense of responsibility, to kids who are like not in the best situations or I guess at risk, for things to try to get them not so much turned around because not everyone's, behind or on some bullshit, but just to kind of like lead them in the right direction as like a mentor.
No, I first off, I love that, dude. Like, because I spent these past 2 years in educational classes, and
Yeah,
when I'm in, we're doing all this studying or we're doing all this research, and you're totally correct. Kids, our youth right now are at risk. They're bored. Their attention span is so small. They have so much stimulus going towards them. They have videos. They have the world at their fingertips. You
right.
know, they have access to infinite knowledge on Google. Should they? No. You know, uh, if you would have gave me the infinite knowledge that there is when I was like 8, or some younger kids I've seen in public with iPads, um, I mean I would be fucking looking up
Yeah,
heinous shit, dude. And so I understand that. So it's awesome to hear that you take an interest in the kids who were like, because I did the same thing growing up. I was a bully. I was a fucking shithead growing up, and I was just masking the fact that I was just like immature, and I just didn't know how to handle what I felt, but I did know how to be a fucking funny jerk, a funny
exactly.
asshole,
Yeah,
or like just like a prick all the time.
yeah,
And
exactly.
uh, and I think it's easier to be mean than it is to be nice.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, definitely. In hindsight, I'm like, damn, the minimal amount of work I could have taken to like just even not say like the things I've said to somebody are like unreal, and it's just that just like goes to show how easy it is for you to splurt out some bullshit at someone.
and after the Marine Corps, I listen, or like I listen to myself, or I remember specific things like, damn, did I really do that? Like, yeah, I did. I was a prick, dude. Like, I fucking yelled at people. I would tell people heinous shit, or I'd fucking, I would just say terrible things about
Right.
Marines. And it wasn't because they were a bad person. It's because at the time they were a bad Marine, or they pissed me off, or they weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. And so you react almost like you throw it out there. You don't know you're being an asshole until you say it, or someone says, "Did you really have to say that?" Or you realize now and you're like, "Damn, I was a fucking prick." Like, god damn. And it is like we're laughing about it, but we also take it serious because people can change. I say that all the time.
Oh yeah,
People can
100%.
people can change, and I hate when people say, uh, when people say, people can't change, or once you're an asshole forever. Like, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all.
No, yeah,
And
I
so,
agree with that 100%. Yeah.
so I do see what you're saying is like, it's almost like you have to make amends with yourself. But some people do, some people are so fucking stupid that you're like, you kind of need it, dude. You kind of need it. You meet someone who's just so fucking dumb, or you meet someone who's so ignorant or so rude, and you're just like, dude, you weren't bullied enough. Like, you were not bullied enough, bro. You could definitely meet people like that.
Yeah, and I get a lot of um it's funny because I have these conversations with my girlfriend, where like she'll explain something that will like spark this light bulb in my head. That'll be like, oh, that reminds me of this time when this guy did this, and then I fucking hazed him until he threw up. Like I hazed him until he couldn't throw up anymore, you know? And she looks at me like, what in the fuck did you just say to me? And I'm like, well, in the moment, like I had a like this is why I justify this. And then I finish my sentence and I'm like, I see now that even when I tell you why I did it in the situation I did it in, I am a scumbag.
And it's like these two Marines, right, that called hazing on me. They one of the allegations was that I was physically abusive to them. Okay. And allegedly what had happened um was that they got in a physical altercation with me, and I hit the dude in the face, and the report said 20 to 30 times.
Wow.
And you know me, C's. If I hit someone 20 to 30 times, their face is going to be mush. You know? You hit anyone 20 to 30 times,
Yeah, dude.
you know? I'm going to break my fucking hand. There's going to be nothing left in my hand. And so it was like these kids are exaggerating. They were kids, bro. They're 18, but
Yeah,
they're kids with a kid mindset, you know? And so I was harsh on them. I would yell at them. I would call them fucking pussies. I would call them fucking bitches. I would tell them they're fucking making no one proud back home, you know? In the moment I'm saying these terrible things to spark a fire, because that's how people spark the fire in me.
yeah, right.
And so, but they were weak, and they felt those words as if I meant them. And maybe at the time, did I mean them? Fucking, some of those Marines were soft, dude. I don't know how else to say it. But I look back at it, I'm a different person from that. You know, I had anger issues, I had issues, and I'm a better person for that now. You know, I still get a tick in my brain sometimes when I'm just like I have to blink a little bit more, or I have to fucking breathe and just relax and be like, okay, I can't just overreact. You know, do you
Right.
find yourself overreacting to simple things, or do you have that kind of under
Um,
control?
no, I definitely I would say I definitely do struggle with that a lot. Yeah. Yeah, like things that like my like peers, or my girlfriend or friends would like not perceive as anything. Yeah, dude, I could sit here and like internally crumble about it.
Yeah, like fucking
Or
like
like
my
it just
my my being is melting.
dude, or like it just drives me fucking nuts. Like yeah, no, I completely yeah, I
One of the
completely agree.
things one of the things that I find, and it's simply because of the Marine Corps, and that is when people have phone conversations in public on speaker. I don't like that, because I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm like they're having a conversation, and it's not my right to listen to them. I don't give a shit, you know.
Yeah.
But I hear it, and I'm like, why are they on their phone? I'm like, why do I care? I'm like, why do I don't care? Actually, I don't care whatsoever. Um, People who fucking um, what's it called? Smack their gum. People who fucking people who look just like messy. You know, they look at him and you're like, could you not just like fix your shit, fix your hair or something? You know? And I'm just like, why do I care, bro? I don't care. That person's not doing anything to me.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, dude. I definitely find myself in these scenarios a lot for sure. Yeah, like motherfuckers popping their gum, like anything of like those like genre, like anything of that like those categories of things where they're like it like satisfies some urge to them, but it bothers the fuck out of me.
Because then it brings your brain back to like remembering all the times you bully the Marine for smacking their gum in your while you're on
Yeah.
post. Or because because then you relate it back to like, oh, I remember when I was listening to a fucking my Charlie smack gum for 8 hours, dude. Then I fucking drove insane. I bullied him every day. So it's like it like brings you back, and it's just like fuck, dude. So it's weird.
Yeah, dude. There's
Um,
there's like certain shit that brings up like primal hatred inside of me sometimes. Like you see it like shitty things that like a roommate did to me.
yes,
Like a
dude, a
motherfucker ate my
hundred percent.
tuna or something, and then I see like the chicken that exact like I see like chicken of the sea like with that exact flavor, and I'm like, man, that motherfucker.
You're like, I remember that bitch who stole my
Yeah,
shit, man.
I'm like,
I think one of the worst things I've ever had a roommate do, he would wipe his ass and he would put his toilet paper in the trash can.
oh,
In the
that's
trash can.
Was he, dude? What's crazy is I grew up doing that. That's a super Mexican thing to do.
Is it really?
Yeah, who? I want to see their name, but were they like you and me?
Yes, they were you. Yeah, they
Okay.
were like me and you. So they were the fucking Mexican. So I did not know that's a thing. And no
Yeah, dude.
way,
So
bro.
no, yeah, 100%. Yeah, that was like a norm for us growing up. And then when one
When did the
day,
police showed up to arrest all of
dude,
you
dude,
scumbags
yeah,
or
we all went to
what?
jail, dude. No, one day we were like, you can flush, like toilet paper's safe to flush. It's just like one of those fucking Mexican myths, you know?
Oh, okay,
Like throw that shit away, you know? Like
yeah, you're gonna fuck the
don't
pipes
fucking,
up or
yeah,
the
you're gonna
plumbing up or
fucking,
something.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, that's really all I think it was, you know? Like, yeah, like I joined the Marine Corps and was like, we can flush. Like I joined the Marine Corps and like I knew it was safe to flush toilet paper, but like I just like had consent with my first roommate, you know? I was like, I'm gonna flush the fucking toilet paper, and he was like, yeah, what the fuck you mean? Yeah.
He's like, why are you stating that, you fucking weirdo?
No, dude. Yeah, um and so yeah, but
So I have this right here. So I just brought this up. It says to flush or not to flush. That is the question, right? Bathroom etiquette in Mexico. Okay. So I guess in Mexico, it is common for the pipes to flood due to toilet paper or like due to flushing items down the toilet that shouldn't be.
uh,
And so you'll notice that in Mexico, right, it says that toilet paper will be in the trash can rather than flushing. So maybe it's like your are your parents extremely Hispanic?
yeah, yeah. Well, so my grandparents are like my
Are they
grandparents
from
are
the
born.
motherland?
Yeah, my grandparents are born in Mexico. My
Fuck yeah.
parents on both sides are like first generation born in the United States. So like it's like they were both born in LA and grew up like very American, but like very Mexican also.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, because at the bottom it says so in summary of toilet etiquette in Mexico, always carry a roll of toilet paper with you. Keep 5 to 10 pesos with you in order to enter a public restroom. Don't flush the paper. Throw it in the trash. Um, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I grew up like I mean like I was like you'll notice like I've never as long as you know me I probably have never had an accent, right? So
Right, right.
um like English was my first language. I grew up very like Americanized, right?
Would you say so? I actually have it on my list. This is hilarious. I wanted to talk to you about being Hispanic, but you can relate to being whitewashed because you don't speak Spanish, correct?
I do, I do.
Oh, fuck.
Not like super fluent.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have
But
been
can you
like
understand it?
yeah, yeah. I'm not super fluent. I understand it very well. I can speak it pretty well. Um, no, English is my first language. However, like I didn't learn like good Spanish until I was probably like 10 and like spent like significant time with my grandparents and like visited Mexico and stuff. Um, but I also grew up very Mexican on top of that. So like yeah,
So,
there's a lot of Mexican ass shit that I do, but then there's a lot of like shit that I'm like I would fucking never do that in my life.
okay, okay. So tell me, let me see here. Let me think of some hardcore Mexican shit right here. Okay. So, would you eat a cold tortilla or would you always warm up a tortilla?
Um, yeah, no, if it's like cold and it's corn, that's kind of a deal breaker for me. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. It's like
That's
I'll get picky with the shit too, you know?
yeah.
That's just the American
You
in
like
me.
pork?
What's that?
You like pork?
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
Okay, pork. Menudo?
Oh yeah, I fucking love menudo, dude.
Dude, I'll crush a bowl of red menudo. Easy.
Yeah,
Easy. If
always.
you like white
Menudo's
menudo, you're just drinking fucking
you're a
water with
cop, dude.
hominy, dude. Hominy, water, and then fucking pork tummy. That's literally all that fucking white menudo is. Um, horchata.
It depends. It's super like yeah, it can't be no bullshit, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
like fucking, it's got to be the right ratio
dude, it
of
like has to be
cinnamon.
good. Yeah, well, like
Yeah,
it's like for me, like horchata's like one of those things that like it's very easy to fuck up. Like if you can't do it, either you got it or you don't.
true.
You
But that's
know?
like that's Hispanic cooking, bro. If you
Yeah,
either got
true.
that or you don't, bro. My in-laws, woo, they cook some fucking bomb ass Hispanic food. Those are my mom and dad. And my
Yeah.
it's funny because my mom, I told this on a couple podcasts. My mom, she's my stepmom, so she's white, but she's just the one who raised me. Bro, for a white woman, she cooks delicious Hispanic food, dude.
Hell yeah.
Delicious Hispanic food. So what would you say your favorite Hispanic dish is?
I was just I was just talking about this with somebody. I would say, dude, I really fuck with chicharrones in green salsa.
Oh, ooh,
Dude, where
oh, that's
like when they
good.
like cook it down in the salsa and it gets like the
Mm-hmm.
perfect like texture so you can like bite it, in a taco.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my fucking shit, dude. I can like eat that until my fucking asshole just melts off.
Yeah. I I absolutely love chilaquiles. Uh,
Mm,
that shit's delicious. Um,
yes.
any chorizo and eggs. I love chorizo and eggs.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Um, tamales. Are you red or green tamale fan? Which
I'm
one?
well, okay, so there's a couple different styles. I'm very picky. I'm a very picky tamale guy when it comes
Really?
down to like not like picky in the sense that like I don't eat like if I don't know. It's very biased, but I grew up with some fucking sick tamales. My mom's like the tamale
G
fucking yeah. My
queen or
mom's like the
what?
fucking El Chapo of tamales, like in like my family. So
Fuck yeah.
I really like green, but with chicken and peppers is how my mom does them. I know a lot of places just does like cheese and peppers or something
Uh-huh.
like that. Um, but I'm a fan of pork though, of the red pork for sure.
Red, I love red pork. So my mother-in-law, uh, her mom, she does green with green chilies and cheese.
Right.
So she doesn't do the chicken. I have never had a chicken tamale actually.
Yeah, I know. It's like chicken. I think chicken just kind of evolved out of somewhere that she just kind of fucking went with it and we just liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, very traditionally, I know it's like some form of like roasted pepper with like a cheese or something, right? Which those are great. I'm very anti-sweet tamales though.
A sweet tamale, like sugar in the masa?
Yeah, yeah, like where my grandparents are from in Mexico,
Uh-huh.
they make like these sweet. Yeah, they have like it has like like golden like sweet corn in it, and like the masa itself is like just very. I don't know. It's just like super sweet and mushy, and there's like no filling. It's just like a little ball for the purpose of the sweet masa and corn, and I don't fuck with it.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's not
I've
good.
also seen like tamales filled with like strawberry like puree and shit like that, and I'm like,
What?
that's like
That
where I
ain't a
draw the
fuck,
line right there, dude.
dude. That's some white people shit, bro. That's
Yeah,
some like
exactly.
that ain't no fucking tamale, dog. If I eat a tamale and I feel jam or some type of puree in it, bro, we're
Fucking
fighting
fighting. You were fighting,
right
dude.
then and there, dude. Taking my knife out and I'm gonna stab you. I'll treat you like a real Mexican, dude. Fuck that. My mom's green enchiladas are like my one of my favorite dishes. And then my mother-in-law, she cooks like delicious albóndigas. I love albóndigas. Do you know what
Hell
albóndiga
yeah.
is?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So, um, what else, man? I mean, Hispanic food is just top tier, dude. I don't know. Like, can you think of anything else other than Asian food? I do love Asian food,
Yeah, I was
Asian
gonna say
cuisine.
the only thing that's up there with me for sure, especially living in Hawaii for as long as I have now, is like we have like every fucking we have every Asian like food category like on this island,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I've had like some sick, yeah, I've had some sick fucking Asian food, and that's the only yeah, I would say regional food category that I think is like up there with like that could like for sure beat some like Mexican meals that like I've that are like
I'm
top
telling
10
you,
for me. Yeah.
so my father-in-law, where he grew up in Arizona, he grew up around a lot of Vietnamese families and a lot of families of Asian descent and all that. And so he grew up eating Asian cuisine. And so he knows how to make shrimp fried rice from scratch with the rice, everything.
Yeah.
And he
Hell
makes
yeah.
some of the best shrimp fried rice. And it's just another one of the things when you're spoiled with home cooking, when you go to restaurants or you go to places that you know they don't put as much effort and love into it, you can tell the difference, you
Oh no,
know?
yeah.
And so I'm fucking hyped up for Thanksgiving. You excited for Thanksgiving or what, dude? You're gonna crush like everything?
Yeah, dude, we honestly, I mean, dude, we're 2 days away right now. We honestly have
Yeah.
like a very like we've got like a very shaky plan that we haven't even like we have bought nothing for Thanksgiving,
Of
to be
course,
honest
of
with you.
course.
To be honest with
Easy.
you, but as long as I've been with my girlfriend, we've had some sick Thanksgivings that and this is kind of how it goes. But yeah, dude, I'm never not excited for Thanksgiving and we typically we typically have some sick feasts. So yeah, I'm definitely super excited.
So we'll go back to the Hispanic household. So um you said your favorite food was chicharrones, you said? No,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
chicharrones,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, with the chile verde sauce.
Oh yeah, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Um how many times you been to Mexico?
Once. Well, I've
Once?
been to like the motherland, you know, to fucking
Yeah,
Jalisco.
like yeah.
So like I went there once. Um, to be completely honest with you, dude, I have no idea how long I was there. Um, like it was like a fever dream almost, you know. I was like fucking 10 years old, dude. Dude, I was
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I was like 10 years old. My cousin dipped out there like during summer vacation. And then I like had just finished spending time with my dad for summer vacation, and so my mom's like, "All right, you're fucking flying out with your grandparents." And like I went there, and I was there. Dude, I don't fucking know, dude. I like wasn't in school. I was fucking like just with my grandpa, fucking milking cows and fucking off, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was. I mean, it was a sick experience for sure, dude. It's very it's very funny now that I'm like now. I would say like now I'm like definitely like more. Not that I like never have been proud, but like now more so like it like I don't know, something in me is like, yeah, I'm a fucking Mexican, you know, like
Dude, I
and
100% agree, dude.
like
Growing up, I wasn't very like big into my heritage or culture. And that was just because, I actually fucking funny side story. I these kids would run around these white kids would run around me and say I'm proud to be an American. They would sing that song, I'm proud to be an American around me. And so I would start singing I'm proud to be a Mexican around them and then they just beat me up. And then they just beat me up because they were just like, "You're
oh
proud to be what?" And then they just beat the shit out of me. And
oh
so
fuck.
it kind of felt like I wasn't supposed to be proud like growing up. So, but I do feel that since I've been out for sure, since I've gotten closer to my in-laws and all that, I just Hispanic culture is so fun. It's so rich. It's so and the funny thing is like it affects the whole family,
Yeah.
Everyone's in it. Everyone.
Yeah.
Um so I think that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think actually I think it's probably safe to say I can attribute that to being away, you know, from what I have known my whole life, maybe.
Mhm.
Like yeah, like more so now that, you know, I mean, I'm 26, right? But like more so now than I was 5, 6 years ago, like I would never be like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking like I'm a straight fucking beaner, you know? Like I like you wouldn't believe some of the like you like I'll if I'm feeling sick, I'll go take a fucking shot of tequila, you know?
Yeah.
And like I would like closet that, you know? But like nowadays it's like nowadays it's like I have so many like diverse friends. I have so many friends from like so many diverse backgrounds, you know, whether they be from the Marine Corps or like my personal life now that I'm like it's just like easier for me to embrace it now, you know, and I think that yeah, going back to like if I've been to Mexico or not, yeah, like it makes me really appreciate that time I did spend there for sure. Um, and experience like real Mexico at such a young age, and like I would love to do it again for sure.
So, it's funny that you say that because when you embrace your culture, right? I think that's almost frowned upon in the Marine Corps. It's like you have to embrace being a Marine first, and then you
Right,
embrace your
yeah.
culture. Because you have the guys, from like the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico or Costa Rica or like a lot of Latin American countries, and then you have your immigrants as well, like just trying to get their citizenship. And so you have a lot of diverse Marines, but everyone's like embrace the Marine culture first, and then your own culture. So it's almost you forget that you're Mexican. You forget that
Yeah,
you're
no,
Hispanic,
yeah.
or you forget. So I get that. You Because when I came back and I started learning more about being Hispanic and all that, and not constantly getting shit on for being Hispanic jokingly
Yeah.
or because the jokes turn in order to turn yourself off to that, you have to just become numb.
Yeah,
You just kind of
right.
like have to
Fucking
just let that shit bounce right off you.
you gotta get called fucking Hernandez for a year. You know? Like me, dude, I was fucking Gomez for a year, you know?
Yeah, and I
So
was
my fucking first squad leader. So like
and I remember when I got to the fleet, everyone was like, "Oh, Martinez, another fucking spick or another Hispanic," and
yeah.
it's all jokes, because you don't give a fuck because they're not actually racist. Um, but you got to turn yourself off to that, and you're just
No,
like, I mean,
yeah,
is it
for
annoying? Yeah,
sure.
but whatever.
No, yeah, for sure. So that definitely I would say definitely that definitely like aided me, just trying to be like as fucking as least Mexican as I possibly could around other Marines.
Because it's just because then you had those Marines who took it too far, like that pride, and
Yeah,
it's kind of
right, right.
annoying. They shove it in your face. You're just like,
Yeah,
dude, I get it.
right.
Like don't make it your whole personality.
Yeah, right, right, right. Yeah, no, for sure.
And so, when you were growing up, did you feel whitewashed compared to the other Hispanics, or did you know you were more Hispanic than most?
I don't think so. I think that I fit in pretty well, growing up, as far as like being and then obviously especially being in like a predominantly Mexican community. I would say like my whole entire like grade school career, I went to like the schools that I did go to were like 90% or more, at least like Hispanic
Okay.
background, right? So like, but with that, like, yeah, I would say I was like super comfortable. I didn't like not fit in, but I definitely wasn't like, see how do I make this make sense? It's like, do you follow Who's Gone Wild?
Fools Gone Wild?
Do you
Yes.
follow Who's Gone
Yes.
Wild? Okay,
Yes.
so it's like very like I'm telling you, like we were like the not we, because not me, but like where I grew up was like fucking Edgar Central before it became a thing. And so like that really was like the demographic of people that I grew up with. And but at the same time, like it was very like when you're talking like these same guys, they're like playing football and they're wrestling, and they're doing like very non-traditional Mexican things. So like uh, like just being like predominantly Mexican, I think the community was like super diverse as a whole. So like being
Okay.
different wasn't like that crazy, if that makes sense.
See, that was opposite of where I grew up. See, I grew up in a predominantly where I was going to school was predominantly white, like was a white populace, and I didn't fit in with the other Hispanic kids because I didn't speak Spanish. And like, if you don't speak Spanish, Mexicans see you as like a lesser being. I don't know
Oh yeah.
why.
Oh yeah.
It's just like they see you, they see you don't speak Spanish, and they're like, fucking, the whitey's got him, fucking, they got that boy back down to the fucking to Caucasus, and um, so I always was like never allowed in that group. I felt like
Right.
because I didn't speak Spanish, and I remember in high school, all the kids who were Spanish, they created this club, this brown boy club, right? And I couldn't be part of the brown boy club, even though I had a brown boy name, I couldn't because I didn't speak Spanish and I didn't dress like a Hispanic. You know, I didn't have chains. I
Yeah.
didn't have Adidas on. I didn't have a mohawk. You know,
The Mohawk.
yeah, the mohawk because that was big when I was in high school. It was like the
Yeah.
mohawk, the Adidas pants. What else? The chains. I think the chains has always been a big thing. What else has to do Hispanics like? Um, Not being able to do math. You know, shit like that. Not being able to do math, getting held back a couple years.
Getting held
You
back.
know,
Yep.
yeah, I couldn't fit in with them no matter how much I tried.
You didn't have any kids yet.
Yeah, I didn't have kids yet. I didn't eat hot Cheetos every day. Wouldn't mix with nacho cheese. Um, no, I'm just kidding. But you know, so I never felt Mexican, and so when I went in the Marine Corps, you know, that's why I would always say I was like, my name is Martin. The easy is silent, you know. And it wasn't until my wife like kind of like grabbed me and was like, "You're not white, you know that, right?" like,
Yeah.
like you're not white. You're fucking Hispanic. You know, you're Mexican. I'm like, yeah, I know. And then I realized, you know, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't just like 100% shit on who I am because
Right.
it goes back to like my self confidence and like all my like my depression. You know, that doesn't help because when I'm constantly saying these negative things about my culture, I'm like secretly also saying negative things about myself. You know?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, like you feel like I'm just, yeah, like at some, like so many moments where I feel like I just bit my tongue or like said stupid self like deprecating shit like that. Definitely like, yeah, it's like I was masking a part of myself just to fucking save, I don't know, save myself the grief or to be funny.
And when I was in the Marine Corps, you know, and I would say like fun you because it's like every second Marine you get a Hernandez, a Garcia, a Martinez,
Yeah.
you know, any S's, anything with more than four syllables. Um, and then God forbid the Marines who still have their heavy Hispanic accents.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
the guys who couldn't even understand even if you wanted to. So it's like well at least I'm not them, you know. And then they're like, and then they
Right.
ask you, you know, can you speak Spanish, or and then you say no, and then they give you a dirty look. So it's like it was hard, but I'm definitely now I know that I'm proud to be Hispanic, I'm proud to be brown, proud to be, you know, it's just I think it's also a different day and age. It's 2022. Everyone's proud to be everything,
Yeah. Yeah. I
unless
mean,
you're a girl, and girls want to be guys and guys want to be girls, you know.
unless you fucking, unless you're a fucking flat earther.
Yeah, yeah. No, if you believe in flat Earth, just walk until you reach the edge, forehead.
Yeah, just fucking go. Let me see.
Yeah, let me see. Get a camcorder and just keep walking until you reach the edge. So, I like that. I like hearing that because I can relate to that too. It's almost like it's like refining who you are, like what you could be proud of, you know.
Yeah,
Because I'm proud to
exactly.
be. It's like almost like I'm proud. Also, I was a Hispanic Marine. You know, like we didn't take that into account either. You know, because I was kind of stupid in high school. I didn't really have the grades to go to college. I don't know about you.
Same. No, same.
Yeah.
Um,
And so it's like I almost had to we almost had to like make our own, you know, because my parents, you know, my dad, um, he didn't get his high school diploma. He got his GED, but he didn't get his high school diploma. So he wanted to make sure I finished school. I was, you know, it's like you always want to make sure that your child is better than you always.
right. No,
You know,
yeah,
that's the goal.
100%.
And so I don't know if that was for you too.
No, yeah, same. Actually, that's funny that you say that same thing. My mom never graduated high school because she was just a single mom, at 17. So she just
Yeah.
left school and, did the thing and yeah, went back and got her GED. Shout out to her for sure. Way late, or not to say way late, but further down the road than she would have liked to, but she fucking did it, and
Hey, as long as you do it, bro, you know that doesn't fucking matter when you do it, as long as you do it.
yeah, and I
You
mean,
know?
and definitely her a big kind of like a big thing we'd get hammered into us as kids was, like at the very least, I just graduate school and fucking after that, like I'll support you in whatever you decide to do as long as you fucking do your best at it. And that was kind of like our advice, going forward. And like, yeah, I wasn't awesome in school either.
And it was because of
But
the I was I mean, it was just more of lack of effort. I just didn't care for school. I didn't want to go to college. I knew I didn't want to go to college, and so it was like the effort that I would put in was just enough to graduate.
Exactly. Yeah, same. Yeah, I think we're same in a lot of those ways. Is like, um, kind of like the mindset I had was I'm just gonna do the bare minimum. I will graduate and I will fucking figure it out. Which for me, figuring it out was applying for community college, fucking showing up for the first week, deciding it wasn't for me, and going to the recruiter.
Mine was signing my paperwork when I was 17, and then I was government property my senior year, and then I got shipped out fucking like 2 weeks after I graduated.
Yeah, yeah. So I was actually I ended up actually being in the depth for a little bit, but yeah, kind of this yeah, really, really yeah, really for me like the lead up to it definitely was like sudden, I guess, fast.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like at the kind of I guess kind of at the root of it was like I like essentially failed college in my first week of trying, and I had to do something that at the very least would fucking make my mom happy and get me out of the house.
And uh, I wanted to make my parents proud, of course, but it was also the easiest way for me to get out of the house because at the time, my house was a little bit, my sister just got kicked out, and some things were happening in my family, so it was just like it was really tense at home.
Right.
I didn't want to leave home, because I had my little sister behind, but I left home, and you just I wanted to get out of the house for sure. So I feel you on that. It's like one of the easiest ways. And not only that, but I don't know if your mom, but my dad was like, "You're gonna do something. You're not gonna just be at home. You're gonna get a job, go to college, or join the military." It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
right.
I'm gonna support you in whatever you do, but you're gonna do something. You're not just
Right.
gonna be a fucking bum, quote unquote, at home. You know.
No, yeah, same, really.
And so, do you feel like you almost lived a different life in the military, and now you're like trying to live again?
Um,
Or would you say
maybe
it's the same life, but you're just trying to figure out
I
what you're
think
doing?
yeah, I think it's the same life that I'm trying to like put back on track, if that makes sense.
Okay. No,
Or it's like
I get
where
that.
I feel like it was like a 5 year like I don't know, I feel like it was like a 5 year pause where like I just like took a couple steps back, and then now here like and then it was like I'm 23 years old, essentially starting back at my week one college dropout slash slash I have no more friends slash I no longer have friends or
Right.
a purpose.
Yeah. And that's where it's rough too, because I tell my parents, and I tell everyone that that's what it feels like. It feels as if I paused my life. I did 5 years, and then someone pressed play and threw me back right where I think I am.
Right.
And I still think sometimes, but um, but I know I'm not where I was. But it's hard to feel like you aren't in the exact position you were when you before you got in, because as O3s, we don't have a lot of skills to get us jobs.
Right.
Not unless being
No,
homeless was
was
would
a job,
pay.
dude. I'd be so good at that.
And not only that, it's like security, or police officer. That wasn't for me either. I don't know if that was what you were thinking too, but because that's obviously one thing we can do for sure, is some type of law enforcement or some type of
Um,
security job.
yeah, yeah, to be honest with you, it was for a little bit. It was like the CHP was something I was really considering for a little bit, the California Highway Patrol. And it was due in part to the girl I was dating for like I guess you could say the entirety of my Marine Corps career. um, that was kind of like I kind of just like drank the Kool-Aid, went on some ride-alongs and was like, oh yeah, I can fucking do this after I get out, retire young and fucking whatever. And I think that
Yeah.
like deep in my heart, like I was like, I don't think I would ever be happy doing this, but like if this is what my life came to, I would do it. And then when like EAS time came around, I like had brought it up, just to kind of have some excuse to say that I have my life figured out after the Marine Corps. And then yeah, I got out and was like, I have zero fucking desire to ever do that, and just decided college was going to be the route for me. Yeah.
I mean, I knew the same thing. It was like because I was thinking about Phoenix PD. I had my application already like almost halfway filled out. I had like I was making sure that I was going to stay on the straight and narrow. You know, not saying I was going to go like do crime or whatever, sell drugs, or,
Yeah, right.
but like make sure I would do nothing to jeopardize the fact that I want to become a police officer. And so then I realized one day I was like, is this what I want, or is this what people expect out of me? Is this what people expect out of, or this is is this what I want, or is this what I think that I would be good at because these are the skills that I possess, and I think that I could never, build any other skill set. And I realized I was like, no shade to anybody because you and I both know a lot of friends that put on the police uniform, but no shade to them. But that isn't me anymore. Like I don't fucking want that. And so I had to be honest with myself, and I had to be honest with myself again. I couldn't see myself teaching either. But it's as long as you keep going and as long as you find a purpose, it's gonna be there, I think.
No, yeah, absolutely, dude. Oh, right, and then decided
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
so
yeah.
so at some point you have to be honest with yourself of like what you want out of life, you know.
Right.
And if that's teaching, or if that's being an insurance adjuster, or if that's being a tax filer, or whatever. I feel like as veterans we have that ability to do whatever the fuck we want, and I think we kind of earn that right.
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, fucking I would I think that like yeah, for sure, like shout out to, it doesn't work out for everyone. Definitely shout out to like all our fucking dudes who are out there fighting crime, putting out fires, kissing babies and shit, but like
Yeah.
um and like I love every single one of them, but like yeah, dude, I at some point, like I don't know, at some point, yeah, I just looked internally and I knew that like that specifically wasn't going to be for me. And and not to say that like I don't think it influenced any like decisions after that, but yeah, I don't know, I just found some new avenues that I think that kind of impacted me a lot more, to an extent. Like we were talking about earlier, I mean, to an extent, it's like I have like some like I have something inside me that says like I gotta serve the community or these kids, but yeah, for me it wasn't police work or first responder work. It was, I mean, it's education,
Bettering the youth, trying to
better
get
in the
trying to make sure
youth.
that trying to make sure that they're set up, or they're better off than we were, and I like that,
Yeah,
especially
exactly. Yeah.
because there's like so many points when you're a kid and you're like you think about that like that was kind of fucked up that I went through that. Like I should not have gone through that as a kid for sure. And so you
Yeah,
want to make
right.
sure you're kind of there to hopefully you can't stop everything, but you can make a difference.
Yeah, or like at the very least, like I mean, I don't know how many times. There's countless times where like I witnessed something or went through something myself, and like the closest adult that I could reach out to for anything didn't give a shit, or like aided somehow and fucking making me feel worse.
And so you almost want to it's dangerous because they tell you all the time in education, you got to make sure that you're not going to be able to reach every kid and talk to every kid, but you can sure try. And it just feels like growing up, some teachers just didn't try, and so it's just like I don't want that to happen, you know.
No, yeah, 100%. Like I said earlier, it's not for me. It wasn't like about like reinventing the wheel, or anything like that. It's really just like yeah. I guess in a sense, it's really just like taking care of who I can when I can. And I think that um, that's like partially tied into something the Marine Corps instilled into me. Maybe I don't know.
No, I think that was instilled in us before. Um, it's just the Marine Corps helps helps you hone those skills, but I think it's just something that was in us all along. We just didn't need we just needed something to unlock it, whether that was trauma or some type of like harshness or something. But we needed that to be unlocked, you know,
Right.
and we're better for it. And so the last thing I want to talk about, we could talk about two things. Okay, as a future educator, okay, we could talk about uh, this German Olympic weightlifter whose wife died. Okay, and then he did the Beijing Olympics in 2008. We can talk about him, or we talk about weed. It's up to you.
Oof. I'm a fucking big fan of the weed.
Yeah,
You
me
talking
too,
about you
bro.
talking about this dude who like his wife and kid died and then he fucking clean and
Then he
jerked like
fucking
a
won it.
million
He
fucking
cleaned it.
pounds and won a gold
Yeah, and
medal.
then he won a gold medal in Beijing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, fuck that. Let's talk about weed, dude.
All right, I do, bro. Yeah, fuck yeah. So first off, what's your favorite way to consume the Mary J, the devil's lettuce?
Oh man, I fucking love a bong, dude. But I love a bong, but I fucking love a blunt, dude.
A blunt?
That's
Okay,
it's
so
gotta
you
be
like
it, dude. I
okay,
fucking
okay.
doinks are my doinks. If I could do it one way every day for the rest of my life and not put in any effort, it would be the doinks.
The doinks. Okay. Do you do you roll your own or do you just buy pre-rolls or pre-packs?
No, so
Oh, that's
I
right.
live in a
Yeah,
non-legal state still, so
true.
yeah, I make them myself. Yeah.
Okay. So I live in Arizona, so there's obviously dispensaries, and I had
Yeah.
my medical card for a while, and then I need to renew it. But my wife and I were saving up for the house, so can't really spend too much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my favorite is either a joint or a blunt. I love joints or blunts. Edibles are okay, but it's kind of like you can have an edible that's gonna be like, it's kind of good, and then you have an edible that's gonna fucking be like, where am I? You know, I'm melting into the couch. My
Yeah,
fucking
dude, I'm like,
hands like no.
yeah, like hearing the colors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So so have you? So I wanted to discuss. Tell me about like the best high you had and like a panic high because I have a couple good stories with panic highs.
dude, the funniest. Um, I don't have very many experiences with like panic highs or like greening out or really anything like that. I will say like very shortly after getting out, I was like kind of like reintroducing my body, to weed and stuff. And this is like California, so like at this point it's legal, and we're getting good shit at the dispensaries.
True.
And
So you could get shit that could knock you
oh
out.
yeah, I get shit that like fucking make me see God, like and fucking. So I'm at my mom's house, and I took what I interpreted as like 20 milligrams in like two gummies or something, but it was like I cannot tell you, but my body like I was sitting next to my mom watching the NBA finals, and like my heart was fucking beating through my chest, and I couldn't look at anything straight and like or breathe or fucking anything. And so I was like, I'm gonna go lay down, and then I laid in a room in my mom's house and just fucking like had panic sweats and spins while my fucking cousin put on some gorillas and just sat there and laughed at me because like he was like, oh, just breathe and fucking and whatever, and I'm having a crisis, and this dude's just sitting there fucking laughing at me and like whatever. I would say, yeah, very anticlimactic, but that was like my only memorable panic high, and it was at my mom's house, and she had no idea I was high, so I'm just in this room fucking
Just spinning, just holding on to dear
dude.
life, like trying
Yeah,
not to fucking. freak out.
Yeah, like I'm in this room fucking being babysat by my cousin and my mom's fucking just hoping my mom doesn't find me like this.
So I was getting epidurals in my back for a while,
Oh
and
wow.
it was for my lower back pain. Shout out VA for still not fucking telling me I'm 100% disabled. You
Yeah,
fucking
fuck.
awesome jabronis. Uh, so I had an epidural that night. I got an infused pre-roll, and those infused ones, they have like the keef on it, and they
Yeah,
have like
yeah.
the fucking
They're
like
like
almost like
fucking live
wax.
resin and shit in them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
live resin on it. So the guy was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, man, this will hit you pretty good, but it's not gonna fuck you up." And I was like, "All right." And so I'm smoking it. I smoke it. I get home, and my wife and I were about to take my dog a bath. And so we gave him a bath, and I'm holding him to dry, and dude, I can't stop swaying back and forth. And all of a sudden, my vision's blurring out, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" And my wife is like, "Babe, I need you to stay still." And I go, "Babe, I can't stop shaking." And remember that scene? Remember that fucking Wendy Williams when she just fucking straight up passed out? Do you remember when Wendy
What's
Williams
it's
just passed
a
out? It was on the TV.
maybe
If
it's like
not,
a
I'll send
meme
you
or
this
something.
afterwards. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a meme. I'll send you afterwards. But that's how I dropped. I dropped. My wife caught me. And so she caught me before I fucking slammed my head on the goddamn counter.
God.
And so on top of that, I also took a drink. You know those drinks.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So
I've
I
never
was
tried one.
do not, dude. They're way too powerful. Do not, bro. And so I'm having panic sweats. I'm having a panic attack. I throw up. My wife calls 911.
Oh,
And so I throw up. I'm throwing up. I'm telling her I'm okay. I'm okay. I get up and we're walking to the couch. I pass out again.
oh
My
no.
wife catches me again, and the paramedics come. They check my blood sugar. They check everything. I'm all right. And dude, I tell you, bro, when I'm telling you, I saw the look on my wife's face. I saw. I was also
Oh,
still high, and so I will never forget this in a million years, bro. She put the fear of God into me, and she was staring at me with death. Like I would have much rather face down the firing squad than fucking face my wife that night.
oh.
And so I had the worst high. I didn't smoke for another like 2 days. But I don't do nearly as much as like that's I used to do like a drink or an edible and then I would smoke, but that's like the last time I did that. Now I just I'm trying to cut back on smoking, just save the lungs, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
greening out ain't fucking fun. It definitely is scary. Um, but that was the last time I had like a panic high, I would say.
Yeah, no, I can't think of a time besides that.
But for
Also
the most
like
part, I usually have chill ass. What's your favorite high activity? High activity.
um I like to ride my one wheel.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
a big
You have a one wheel. How is that?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I
it's
get your snaps
awesome.
all the time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Was
no,
that
it's
easy to
awesome,
learn?
dude. It for me, yes. I would say for a lot of people, it requires a lot of like body control, like a lot of
Okay.
core control. Like if you got like weak legs, it's really taxing. Um, but no, dude, I have a blast on the thing, and like if I like need a break just from fucking work or anything, I rip the bong, hit the pen, I ride my one wheel for 30 minutes, and it's yeah. Or like my dog and I can enjoy it together, because he likes to run and all that. So.
Dude, your dog is too cute, bro.
Dude, that's probably like, yeah, he loves that thing. Dude. Once when the one wheel comes out, like when the harness is on and the one wheel comes out, it's fucking go time.
It's Zoom time, bro.
It's
It's
Zoom
Zoom
time.
Zoomies.
Yeah.
So, I think one of my favorite high activities is to smoke to get Jade up, and then go and walk around the mall. We have a mall right next to us. My
Yeah.
wife, my wife and I, we walk around the mall. you know, because I just like the colors. I like the environment, the
Yeah.
food, of course. Um, so I like doing that. When it's winter, cold, um, in Arizona, it's kind of like the same thing in California. I love staying out in the cold, picking up in the morning, drinking coffee, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, what's something that you're like I can't do, like I can't do because it will fucking panic me.
Oh man, let's see. Let's see if I'm high, like I can't go fuck I just cannot go do it.
Yeah.
Um I think I can't say that I don't know. I can't say like I can't. I definitely can't like work, right? Like I can't like hunker down and like knock out some work while I'm high because I have friends who do that. Like I have like peers or coworkers at the school who like they can get fucking blasted and do like their week's worth of work in a couple hours. Um, I like to. I don't know. I get like I'm like very like super OCD about a lot of things. It's particularly like about cleanliness, you know. So like sometimes I'll like get high and start cleaning something, and then I like
Okay.
rabbit hole into cleaning things and organizing
So
the
it's
house, and
fuck
then
yeah.
like my heart rate's through the roof, and then I'm getting like frustrated because like I don't know where to put shit or whatever. Um, so like yeah, anything that like gets my mind a little too like worried about
Like too
like
zoned in on something.
yeah, like too zoned in on something like that. That's like not that serious, like just organizing fucking hot sauce bottles, you know?
But your high mind is like, where the fuck do I put this? God damn it.
Yeah, I'm like color coding them and then getting mad at myself.
Fuck. Or you get mad at the hot sauce bottles, like, why the fuck aren't you a different color?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Uh
Getting irrationally mad at fucking shit that doesn't matter.
fuck yeah. Um I saw this thing, dude. I gotta send you the link, bro. It's called high rolling, but they do jujitsu when they're high. And I'm like,
You
dude,
know,
that is way too I was like, that's crazy. Have you seen that?
no, actually, some of my training partners took a trip out to like 10th Planet Seattle or something like that recently, and we're talking about how like that was kind of their that was like the vibe at their gym, you know?
Yeah.
It was like they would smoke and roll, and they would smoke and do class, and then roll, and then smoke after, and then train again. And I was like, I don't think I could ever do that. I don't. I'm
I would
scared to
get
try it.
vertigo, dude.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
no
scared to
way.
try. I'm scared to try one because I think my fucking professor will whip my fucking ass, and two because yeah, I think I will just fucking throw up or something.
I think it would just be like get my heart rate up too quickly, you know?
Hmm.
I've seen this other one, they do jujitsu in the car. You see that, dude?
No.
That's just crazy. I'll send you that link
Oh
too,
man.
dude. They're doing jujitsu in a small compact car. And I'm like, dude, they're like the guy's like shoving the dude's face in the
Yeah.
seat. He's like getting an arm bar and then pushing his face in the window. I was like, holy fuck, dude. He's trying to
That's
pass guard or pass like the jujitsu mounts, and he's like
yeah.
just slamming his head in the steering wheel. I was like, holy fuck.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
So I do love. Do you still roll?
Yeah, yeah, no, I still train very regularly. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Uh,
I gotta get back into it. My fucking as soon as they give me a little bit more on like 100% disability, I'll be able
mhm.
to get some more procedures done, and hopefully I can get my back strength up. But right now, dude, I fucking my back is all fucked. So I'm trying to rehabilitate and get into it slowly. But I miss rolling so much. I miss the mats. I
No,
might
yeah,
have to high
100%.
roll, dude, because I smoke mostly to just fucking
Yeah, fuck.
to chill out and get my fucking body okay. You know?
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I will say, um, jujitsu has been a massive outlet for me since I've gotten out of the Marine Corps.
That's
As
good,
far
man.
as,
I
yeah,
hear that all
physical,
the time.
mental, yeah, dude.
It's like that one thing that embodies everything, you know. It's that physical, the mental, the fucking like that warrior spirit. That's all that stuff that you don't want to admit is fucking part of you. You know, it gets you all that out of. And on the mat, dude, it's so fun.
Oh yeah,
You
dude.
know, so fun.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, man. It's definitely, if you're a if you just feel like a little, fucking down in the dumps, lacking confidence, and don't feel the best about like the kind of person you are, yeah, jujitsu has fucking changed. I would say jujitsu has changed me astronomically as like a person and just like my overall confidence since I've been out.
Maybe I gotta get back into it, man, because I think that's what I'm missing. Because I'm walking around, I feel like, you know, uh, and it's hard to get that confidence that you had in the military. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
so I gotta get back into it because I miss rolling. It's the fun dynamic. It's like it's always fun too because it's like, yeah, you get your ass tapped, but the guy who just tapped you can also get tapped by someone, and the guy
Yeah.
who tapped him can also get tapped by someone. It's like, and then you have the master of the class, and then you have his, and then it just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like,
dude.
and so it's just always something to chase in
Yeah, yeah,
jujitsu.
for
So
sure.
I think that's definitely gonna give me the motivation to get back into it. So.
Yeah, man,
Um, it's been super fun, C's. Thank you for stopping by. Do you have any last words you'd like to tell anyone?
yeah, no, man. Thanks for having me for sure. Yeah, I look forward to hearing whoever else you're gonna get on here. I'm sure some familiar voices will be coming down the pipe. I hope. Um, I hope if I mean, yeah, just what's up? Shout out to everyone who listens that knows me, knows Joe, and I appreciate you guys' support for his podcast, man, because I'm enjoying it, man, and I'm really happy for you.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that, and
Yeah,
I'm glad that you're doing well. I'm glad you sound healthy. You got the right mindset. You're making the right turns and all that. It's funny because I knew we were always similar, and I knew we were always the same, and I think that's why we got the same vibe off of one another. I think that's why we became because it was like one day we kind of just clicked. We just started talking, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, for sure.
And so I'm glad to hear you're doing good. It's always good to hear from everyone. So I can't wait to have you on again. Maybe next time we can do it. We'll get a little zooted before and talk about some
You'll get a
shit.
little zooted, dude. Talk about
Yeah, so
something. Yeah,
talk
man.
about
Let me.
some zooted subjects or something. So yeah, fuck yeah, man. I appreciate it. Thank you
Yeah, for sure,
for
dude.
being here, man. So I want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you for stopping by. And I'll see you in the next one.